What's up, guys? Kelly McKay here, aka HVAC Millionaire, right here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, hit the like button, and leave me a comment below. Today, we're going to talk about strategic planning because the end of the year is upon us. By the way, Merry Christmas, and hope you guys have a Happy New Year. But I wanted to just talk about a way that you could think about your business so that you can actually come up with a plan. Now, I did a training on this in HVAC Millionaire Coaching just a couple of weeks ago, and I just looked at how many slides I have because I was just kind of reviewing this. I have over 171 slides. Most of those are questions. And that's really what strategic planning is all about. It's asking yourself these questions, and you can literally just do this with a simple format that's just called a SWOT analysis. SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. But really thinking through each category. I'll give you an example of some of the questions. Let's say for strengths, let me get to one of the slides here. Do you have high quality products? Yes or no? Do you use low quality products? Do you provide high quality service? Because the reason for these questions is we're trying to find out what is our positioning for our company? What's going to really take us to the next level? Or what sets us apart from our competition in our market? So when we can determine what that is, we could possibly use it to position our company as the experts that provide this specialized service or who has this skill that most other companies don't have. So just to give you an example, if I was an expert at water source heat pumps, if I wanted to, I could position my company as the water source heat pump experts. And that could be even a part of my marketing and my branding. But you just want to be careful with this. You know, if you do other services, for instance, you wouldn't want to paint yourself into a corner. That way, if somebody has just an air handler that they want installed, maybe they wouldn't think of you because you positioned yourself as a water source heat pump experts. So be careful with how you position yourself, but this is how you can determine what your strengths are. And if you can pick a strength that you feel like you guys have within your business, you can use that absolutely in your marketing message to paint a picture for customers or future customers of who you are, what you do, and what your expertise is. So, are you innovative? Do you research and build new products and services to provide to your clients? When's the last time you built another extra service to add to your repertoire or to your task list in your price book that you could possibly, add to, that you could possibly start selling to your customers? Do you have a special process that gives you a competitive advantage? Do you deliver your service and products on time? Do you have partnerships with your suppliers? Do you use up-to-date tools and equipment with your service? So I love this one because if everybody on your team are like tool junkies and they love to use the highest, the best high-tech equipment out there to diagnose systems, well, you could possibly position your company, and that would be considered a strength for your business that says that we're the most technologically advanced company in our market when it comes to diagnosing equipment. We use the latest and greatest technology. You could start using that in your positioning to set yourself apart, because we have to set ourselves apart from our competition. Otherwise, in customers' minds, you're just a commodity. It doesn't matter what you do. Oh, you fix and repair and replace heating and air conditioning equipment. Well, so does this guy. So does that gal. So does that team, right? Everybody does that. So we have to separate ourselves somehow. Do you have what you need when you need it in terms of parts and equipment? So think about that. If you're really good at supply chain management, you've got that down to a T, which means you always deliver your stuff on time because you've just worked out a system that just works. That's a strength. And we want to make sure to capitalize on our strengths, minimize our weaknesses, capitalize on the opportunities that we have, and minimize our threats. So that's why you do this analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. But it's just a series of questions, but it's going to help you really think through each individual section of a SWOT analysis. And by the time you're done, you'll be able to take your strengths and take your opportunities and maybe even combine forces with those to create something brand new in your market, or to be perceived in your market as something unique and different that separates you from your competition. When it comes to, let's get to some weakness questions. I'll just give you just a couple. Like I said, I got over 171 slides. I think I said that already. That I presented to our HVAC Millionaire coaching business owners just a few weeks ago, because now is the time, with the year closing out, to really get a plan for next year. Let's see, strengths. Let's get to weaknesses here. Weaknesses. Do you resist change? Like if you're somebody who just does not like change, and that's going to be a weakness in your business, right? If you're somebody who has low self-efficacy, it's one of my favorite words, self-efficacy. Self-efficacy just means that you have a belief in yourself and your capability to figure things out. That's how I look at it. But it's also being resourceful. So it's not always you doing the things that you hate to do or don't know how to do, but you get to a place in life or in your business, if you've grown a business or you're on your way to growing, eventually you're going to realize that there's not much you can't do if you really set your mind to it and you find the right people to help you. And if you have that, then you have a high self-efficacy. But if you're one of these people who says, I'm not good at computers, or I hate change, if you're saying that stuff to yourself all the time, that is a weakness in your business, and it could possibly destroy your business if you're not careful. So do you have accountability with yourself? Or does somebody else hold you accountable as a leader in your company? How about the people, the employees who join your company? Do they have accountability? If they don't, that's a weakness. And so, like I said, when we do a SWOT analysis, we want to reduce the weaknesses, reduce the threats, increase the strengths, or capitalize on them, increase the opportunities and capitalize on those. Are people leaving the company regularly? Is there a lack of cross-training in the business? So if you're offering other products and services such as like IAQ, duct cleaning, plumbing, electrical, or maybe you're a plumbing electrical company and you're adding heating and air conditioning, are you cross-training so everybody can learn about what everyone's doing? Cross-training is also very valuable when it comes to having your technicians sit with one of your dispatchers or your CSR so that they can get a real understanding of what's happening in that job role and position. And when everybody understands each other better in your company, everybody can just get along a little better. It's something that I failed to do, but I highly recommend it just after reading so many books about it and listening to other business owners who have had success doing this. So think about that. Are the tools and equipment outdated or unreliable, including your vehicles? If your vehicles are breaking down all the time, that's a weakness, because every time that vehicle goes down, you can't go out and make money. So do you regularly run out of materials and parts needed on the job? Horrible weakness, easily fixed with checklist and accountability and a process. But let's move on to, let's say, a couple of opportunity questions. Could you add something that's complementary to your service to enhance the client experience? Great question. Think about that. Make a list of the things that you could add that would possibly increase the perception or the actual experience that your customer has every time you show up to their home. Could you expand your client list? That's an opportunity. Is there a strategic alliance that you could form with other businesses in your area? Incredible opportunity there. Are there new skills that you could develop? Are there new skills your team could develop? Could you diversify your product and service offerings? These are all great questions, and if you answer them, it's going to give you a list of everything where you could improve in the company, right? Could you become more efficient in the service, sales, installation, scheduling, inventory, administrative tasks, financing, delivery, processing, etc.? Is there room? Is there room in your business for any of those things to improve? That could be a tremendous opportunity. Could you purchase a competitor? That's also a good opportunity. Could you hire or outsource time-consuming tasks that are outside your expertise? Makes you think, doesn't it? That's what a good SWOT analysis does. Let's get to, I'll give you a couple questions on threats. price increases, right? Price increases that we can't have any control over. That could be a threat. Like we need to know where we're at on pricing and what's possible for us in that category. How about tightening of finance? What if all of a sudden your main finance company that you offer financing to your customers through closes their doors for some reason? Do you have an alternative? Do you have some other way to offer financing? Well, if you don't, then financing could be a threat. Taxes or regulations. I know that this FinCEN thing is coming out. As long as you started your business before the end of this year, 2023, then you're not going to have to register it with that FinCEN thing with the government until January 1st, 2025. But if you are going to start your business in 2024, then you're going to have to do this. It's just like a new regulation. Everyone's going to have to do it, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. But it's something that's going to take some of your time. It could be a threat. I don't know. How about your health? Is your health good? How do you think you did this year? Do you think how do you think it's going to go next year? Do you want that to improve? Because if your health's bad, or you got a bad back or weak knees or a bad shoulder, that's a threat to your company if you're still one of the primary providers of the service to your customers. That's a serious threat. So we need to probably do something about that, or think about it and try to do whatever we can to reduce the threat of you not being able to provide that service to your customers. How about a shift in buyer behavior? That could always happen. I can tell you, like I think I talked about it on the call, but every election year, next year's an election year. We need to plan around that election because people normally tighten up and stop spending money during that time. So what are you going to do to make sure that you don't experience like that valley quite as bad as your competitors? Because if we plan around it, then we can have a much better experience. So think about that. That's a threat. It's a threat to people who won't watch this video all the way up until I just talked about this. Increasing interest rates. I just heard that they might be going down actually next year, but then they may spike again. I have no idea. It's outside of my control. But how could it affect my business in a negative way? It's just thinking these things through. How about a larger company in your area grabbing up more market share? That's a threat. How can we minimize that threat? Losing employees to competition. We all know how hard it is to find people in our business. There's a lack of skilled labor in the trades. There's no question. So if we lose employees to competition, that's a threat. So how can we minimize that threat? How can we make sure that everybody's happy on the team and wants to stay with our company? So these are just a couple of ideas, to give you to talk through. Like I said, I have 171 slides. It was a pretty in-depth presentation because this is strategic planning. That's what this is. It's planning for increasing our strengths and our opportunities and reducing our weaknesses and reducing our threats, because it's going to give us a better chance at surviving and thriving in our business. But if you're not prepared for these things, if you're not thinking about them, if you don't have a plan scheduled for next year, then it could get rough for you because you don't know, like you're not thinking through what could possibly happen in your business. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it got you thinking, because that's what I like to do. I like to make sure that we are thinking in the right way about our business as business owners so that we can do the best we can and make the most money that we can and avoid a lot of mistakes that Kelly made. I made a lot of horrible mistakes. So that's what this channel is all about. So love you guys. Merry Christmas. I'm sure I'll make another video before the new year. I'll make a couple more videos probably before the end of the weekend. So talk to you later. Go make money. Plan your next year for success. Love you guys. Go make money. Boom.